What up, my awesome viewers? This is Ryan here. So I'm gonna go to the OC Auto Show, walk around, show you guys some of the cars. Gonna be a good times. And one of the things that I always recommend going to the conventions or just going to like places with crowded areas is just kind of film where you are so you have like an idea of what it's like when you return back. And here's a shot of what it's like to enter the convention, and it's actually pretty big, and there's actually two things that are going on too besides the auto, so that's pretty interesting there. Then we head out and I entered in like the Dodge, pretty much like the FCA area, and this is kind of interesting. They got some pretty cool SUVs that I don't know. Not really much into SUVs, but if you guys are, yeah, this is definitely your alley. A lot of good stuff. And then one of the things that I notice with these cars is that they have the foot brake, which is pretty cool because I believe some of like the newer cars don't even have a foot brake. They have just the button, and this one has a foot brake, which is okay, but then again I would much rather prefer the hand brake. But hey, you win some, you lose some. And then going towards to the Jeep area and going back to the Chrysler area, and like overall it's just wow. Like if you haven't seen cars before or haven't seen a lot of them, this is definitely a really cool eye opener. That line, because by the time when I get there it's like around like 7ish, and that line just makes me not make it. So it seems really cool though, and I definitely want to check it out next time around. Maybe if I can find like an earlier time to go, I can just go and just participate into these sorts of events. That would be pretty cool. And then as I keep moving forward, I see a Fiat. This is a pretty cute looking car. And one of the things that really surprised me is not the fact that it actually has a handbrake, which is freaking awesome, by the way. That it has a freaking handbrake, that's really cool. The interior seems alright, and that's not the surprising part yet. Like the most surprising part, besides the handbrake, how awesome it sounds. But besides that, there are back seats for this car. This is a tiny car, and there are back seats, which is pretty freaking cool. And it's a hatchback too, so it's kind of practical, I guess, even though it's a really, really small car, but that's nice though. And I'm taking a look at the Fiat, I believe that's a Spider. That's a really cool looking car as well. And at some point I need to stop saying it's a cool looking car or else it's gonna be really, really repetitive. And then just keep moving forward, saw some Alfa Romeos there. Those ones look interesting. I was gonna say cool, but you know what? I'm gonna say they look interesting. Especially the front end. It makes the car look really unique. And then something like the business trucks. I don't think you can open those. I do not think so. But I kept walking, and I think I entered Hyundai at this area. Yep, definitely entered Hyundai. And there's some people alongside us selling you stuff like window washing, and that car really surprised me, the Hyundai Palisade. It looks super luxurious for the fact that it's a Hyundai, but like if you take out the Hyundai badge, you put like a Genesis badge on it, dude, this car totally fits that badge. Like that car looks really, really luxurious. And then there's this one, which is an interesting one. I believe it's called a Nexo. It's one of those like Tesla S looking car where the handles pop out. And the interior is actually not that bad. And I like how there's like dual layers where there's a little top and a bottom storage area. That's pretty handy, but it's one of those like push button scenarios, and I like the fact that that's a pop-up cup holder. That's pretty freaking cool. And yeah, this little storage place on the bottom actually charges your cell phone. That's a nice feature. And then like the whole push button transmission, I don't think I'm ever gonna get used to that. It just seems really off for me, but I guess it's probably something that I can adjust to later on in life if I ever get something like an electric car, even though honestly I feel like keeping my Honda forever, but hopefully I get to keep it forever. Hopefully. I really hope so. Anyways, enough talk. Time to move on to more Hyundai. And then I think at this point I look at the Sonata. The Sonata has a really weird looking taillight, I have to say. So it definitely takes some time getting used to that bar. Like, why are there so many new cars that use the bar now? I don't understand why. But besides that, I really like the seats. The seats, like the Alcantara, half Alcantara, half leather looking seats. And that light bar, like seriously, that light bar. And then moving on, I think I went and checked out the Elantra. I like that tail light. That's a cool looking tail light. And I like the wheels. I definitely like the wheels. That's a nice wheel. And one of the things that surprised me is there's a handbrake.